got choice.
And actually, these examples or these moments kind of lead into one of the things that I wanted to bring to the topic today, which is, you know, I find, you know, in business, working together with my spouse, we having to play this good cop, bad cop role sometimes. And at first I was thinking, asking myself, do we do it on purpose? Do we do it for survival? Are people putting us in these types of situations? Because at the end of the day, when you're trying to depend on your financial livelihood and you don't want to lose this contract, but someone just disrespected your wife, you know, or your husband, like, how do you all deal and navigate through?
I check them.
Moments. You check them.
I check them.
Money doesn't matter.
I check them. All money ain't good money. And if you can disrespect me, or you can disrespect my husband, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. I don't want to do business with someone who doesn't respect me. That's dark money to me.
Yeah.
I don't need that.
Yeah.
All money ain't good money.
Yeah.
You know, so for me, there was a time when my husband didn't want me talking to the clients, but you know, because, you know, I'm a tell it like it is type of person. But I have grown and I realized that there are certain ways to do that. But in the beginning, for many years, people didn't know that we were husband and wife.
Okay.
I guess because my last name is Commission and his last name is Armstrong. A lot of people didn't know that. And sometimes I wanted to keep it that way quietly because, you know, it's good for people to give what they're giving us and let me hear what they're going to say type of thing. But, you know, it's always been, one of the things I don't do, you see the good cop, bad cop, I don't play games. I am who I am. And sometimes I might be nice, sometimes I won't. So you never know which one is coming out. So it depends on how you come. But again, I'm in a different phase in business, and I do understand that. But that was like that even early on with Verizon. I just was like that. You know, there was this guy named Alan. I wouldn't say his last name, but he really disrespected my employees, and I had to check him. So, you know, it's one of those things where, and he was a client. I could have lose money. So be it. I gotta let you know.
I mean, those are some of the tough decisions that we have to make when you feel that. And I think, I know I'll speak for myself. I kind of can feel the same way, very protective and about both of us are like that. I think we try to play off of each other because if we both go left, it's just not a good situation, you know. And it's difficult. And if you are in the middle of a project, sometimes it's not at the proposal table, sometimes it's mid-project, you know. And especially being in construction and in a male-dominated field for us, when we're out there, how they treat me as a woman, it's like it's just, you know, when my husband comes on the scene, it's a whole nother response. And it's like,
I find, just in my experience in healthcare, dealing with people can be crazy, but I've learned that how you communicate does so much for how things can move forward, whether it's in a project, whether it's in how I take care of this person, how they respond to me, how I respond to them. So, and even in the work that I do now with dealing with people like at end of life, like there's some difficult conversations that you have to have.
Oh yeah.
And I think that has helped me. Like, I'm more of the person who's corresponding with the clients and things like that, and if they don't like something, I can try to maneuver the conversation to try to figure out what it is, or how we can move it forward, or how we can go their way. We're still kind of new, so maybe I haven't come across those situations where I have felt the need to stand my ground in a certain way, or nobody has gone quite left.
I mean, and because you guys still have your full-time positions, you're not immersed in it, like, constantly. and you don't have to necessarily make those decisions like, this is our income for the quarter or the month or whatever the case is. I mean, you know, we have to trust God in the process no matter what, but sometimes it's very much feels like that. I know for us, and then we do a lot of consumer. We're working with a lot of consumer. You're doing contract work, and you guys, like, how does it play out in your situation?
I wouldn't say good cop, bad cop. so much as we play our positions.
Okay.
There are certain things that I play to my strengths. I don't really focus on my weaknesses as much when it comes to interacting with clients or the end consumer. So, you know, there may be situations where Omar takes the lead, others where I take the lead, depending on how the situation is unfolding. If it's an email, that's my domain. If it's in real time, he's more of the customer service in terms of medical questions they may have. But at the end of the day, regardless of who's taking the lead, we have each other's backs. And there's just a level of disrespect for either one of us that we're not going to tolerate. And that's not because we're married.
That's right.
Because I don't tolerate disrespect for my coworkers, my partners, you're going to watch how you talk to people. You're going to watch how you interact with them. And we've had situations where, we're asking you information and you came in with a chip on your shoulder and now you're trying to, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You okay? And sometimes just asking them, then they realize that they're projecting and how they're coming off. We've refused service to people because we're privately owned. So I don't care what your need is. We're not an emergency room. You can really go somewhere else. Oh, right. Okay. So let's gather ourselves. Well, I want to speak to the manager. Well, I'm the owner. And I'm not going to service you. So just being very direct, I think sometimes helps, because nobody wants the nonsense. We're here to serve. We're here to serve you well. We're here to serve people who want to be served by us. What we're not going to do is let you come in here and disrespect anybody within these walls. I don't care what their last name is. And so just being a united front, what ends up happening is you dissuade and you de-escalate certain situations, and then, like you said, you rid yourself of some of the problems that you would have otherwise had, because all money is not good money, and some of those people who you do the most to appease are the biggest damn headaches. And they're clients that you wish you had fired a long time ago. Yes.
We've started, and we're making a transition, but one thing, I took all of the projects that we did last year, the last couple of years, and I analyzed them. What was the makeup of the people that respond to us and that we have favorable outcomes with? And I had to show him, I said, this is who we serve well. This is who we, this is the makeup. It actually, like husband and wife, people starting out, maybe because they identify with us, but then the other folks, I guess I can name this, single women, that didn't work out too well for us. And for so many reasons. I'm not sure. It always was another person, another contractor, another guy, somebody else in their ear. Like they need another opinion, I guess. I'm not really sure why, but that was an area where we were just finding a lot of tension. I don't know if it was because he's married.
But it sounds like you understand your audience more and who you need to target. Like sometimes, put it like this, Lamborghini, wasn't it a saying like Lamborghini doesn't advertise their products via commercials because the people who are buying Lamborghinis don't watch commercials? Like sometimes we want everybody to be our customer. We want people that look like us to be our customer. We want people that grew up like us to be our customer. And guess what? They ain't our goddamn customer.
You are a marketer, girl.
But you know what I mean? Like they not the customer. As much as you might want them to be, and you can serve them in other ways. You can have a nonprofit. You can give back. There are other ways you can serve that community, but they might not be the ones who you need to market your business to, because they ain't gonna be nothing but a damn headache.
And that's why going through that process is important. Because we're trying to move in the work smarter.
And then you won't have to play good cop, bad cop.
Exactly. You don't have to play games, but as Anika said, when you know your market, you can just go after your market, and you wouldn't, not that you won't have any problems, but you wouldn't have as many problems and wouldn't have the need to play games. Because I just can't pretend. It's because people see through that. You want to be authentic to your customer and your client. So if they bring some BS to you, you got to tell them, that doesn't work for me.
Because as we have in this particular venture with Moolah Home and Design, we're joining together. But like when I had my cupcake shop, you know, it was, and that's kind of, it was just different, and I knew all those things, and people would come, you know, they want you to offer coupons. No, I'm not offering coupons. Does Georgetown Cupcakes give coupons?
Mm-hmm.
No. So, and I felt like that's, you know, that's the mark for me. That's the lane that I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
This is not giant Safeway regular grocery store cupcakes. This is, you know, a high end.
I never
They were
got
a
any.
high. They were
I
a high
missed
end
it.
product. So yes, now that we as a team, that's just something honestly we're kind of working through as we're trying to, and then lift each other up. And we do say, you mentioned something about, you didn't necessarily want people to know that you were married, because yes, is that a strength? Is that a weakness of the situation? We try to say partner, which I don't like the word partner, but then I don't like saying.
Is he your
my
business
husband.
partner? If he's your business partner, he's your business partner.
Yeah.
It's your business. It doesn't take anything away from it. You know, more than one thing can exist.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's your business partner and he's your husband.
Yeah.
You know, no one ever asked us. And if they asked us, I would tell them the truth.
Yeah.
No one ever asked us.
Yeah.
I think the very first time one of our clients, Jacobs, some years ago, probably about 3 years ago, we had a meeting, and I guess it's the way Darnell and I communicate. The woman said, "There's something going on there. Are you all married?" You know, and I said, "Yes, we are." She said, "I knew it. I saw the chemistry." I mean, after 20 plus years, I guess you would. But you know, we very seldom have been in the same room. So
Okay.
that's why people wouldn't, because I did operations, I stay in the back. So, you know, he's the one who deals with the clients. Now we do it somewhat together, but he's still the main one in the
Yeah.
front.
I don't know.
1+1 =2. Love, work, and marriage is what we do.